Oh. Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namah. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest among all the incarnations, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Avatara Varisthaya. Today we have addressed Sri Ramakrishna as Avatara Varisthaya instead of Jagat Guru. Of course he is Jagat Guru, but he is also the greatest among all the avatars, all the incarnations. The way he has interpreted those complex and very difficult to understand spiritual truths in such simple language, quoting all those simplest of the examples with very interesting anecdotes and stories and parables, that he has made the spiritual life sort of so simple for us to imbibe the truth, imbibe the ultimate truth and trade on this path of liberation. So many mumukshus, the seekers of liberation, seekers of nirvana, seekers of the ultimate truth, they have been benefited by the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna, in this setting that we are studying currently, he is in the midst of Keshav Chandra Sen, the great the Brahmo leader, and several other Brahmos, even Sri M is there. And Sri Ramakrishna is teaching now a very, very intricate part of the spiritual ideas to them. He has brought out the uniformity between so-called diverse practices. Yesterday, in our previous reading, we have seen how Sri Ramakrishna addressed Keshav Chandra Sen and other Brahmo devotees and told them that how the jnani, the bhakta and the yogi, they appear to be different in their approaches of understanding the true reality. The true reality, what a jnani called as the Brahman, the true reality which a bhakta addresses as the Bhagwan, or a yogi addresses as Paramatman. Sri Ramakrishna says basically all three are same. The paths may look different. One will go like this, another will like this, third will go like this. But Sri Ramakrishna says ultimately all the paths merge at one place. All the three travelers on three different routes, when they end up their journey, they find, oh, we are all at the same destination. We have all reached the same goal. Although I traverse the path of jnana, of Vedanta, although I travel the path of devotion, the bhakti, and the yogi says, although I have traveled the path of yoga, finally, all the three of them, they see for themselves that all the three of them, they are at the same destination, having traversed the three different paths. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's teaching on the steamer. They had all gone. Keshav Chandra Sen had brought the steamer and they had taken Sri Ramakrishna with them on the Ganges. And Sri Ramakrishna is teaching all these intricate details in a very simple language so that everybody can understand without any problem. Everybody can easily grasp what he is saying. And therefore he is also addressed as Avatara Varisthaya, the explainer of these spiritual intricacies in such simple language that anyone can understand. And in this reading also, in this session also, Sri Ramakrishna is going to further elaborate on the oneness of these two sort of complex dissimilarities, the dualities called sort of. The duality in terms of the jnani, it is the Brahman and the Jagat. The jnani says Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. That's what Sri Ramakrishna told us earlier. That in the eyes of a jnani, in the eyes of a Vedantist, this entire creation is nothing but dream-like. It is swapnavat. For the devotee, one who is following the path of bhakti, the difference comes between the Lord, the Divine Mother, and the devotee. So that kind of a duality exists for him. Even for the jnani, the duality exists, but he says that the existence of duality is dreamlike. It is not true. Truth is only the Brahman, rest everything else is false. It appears to be Jagat. Then take the case of yogi. Yogi doesn't say this is true, that is false. Or yogi doesn't say that is also true, this is also true. Yogi says, whatever it is, the Paramatman, I am part of that. That is Paramatman, I am Jivatman. I have descended from the Paramatman, but I am not Paramatman. My aim is to reach Paramatman. That is what the yogi says. Now Sri Ramakrishna says, all the three, they end up at the same place. And then they realize what the jnani called as Brahman, what the bhakta call as the Bhagavan, and what the yogi calls as the Paramatman. These three indeed are one and the same entity. That is the only truth. And then Sri Ramakrishna goes on telling us that how these three perceptions of the jnani, of the bhakta, and of the yogi, they are one and the same thing. The jnanis who adhere to the non-dualistic philosophy Vedanta say that acts of creation, preservation, and destruction, the universe itself, and all the living beings are manifestation of Shakti. They are just manifestation. They are not true, the jnani feels. Brahman alone is the reality, and all else is unreal. And for the jnanis, for these Vedantists, even this very Shakti is unsubstantial. Shakti is like a dream because it is just a projection from the Brahman. It doesn't come in reality as per the Vedantists. But Bhakta says Shakti is also real. Because even jnanis to that extent, they agree to this point, although it is a dream-like. Whatever this exists, the creation, preservation, destruction process is happening is as per her will. Although it is dream-like, although it is mithya, although it is false. But this falsity that appears within the ultimate truth, Sri Ramakrishna says, that makes Brahman and Shakti identical. Even in the eyes of the jnanis. Bhakta, of course. For Bhakta, Shakti is as much real as the Brahman, as the God, as the Divine Mother, the ultimate Lord, the ultimate deity, and its Shakti. They are one and the same thing. And even the yogi, for that matter, he comes to this conclusion that the separation of Jivatman and Paramatman, there is the Shakti behind it, the primal power. Therefore, Sri Ramakrishna says, don't consider Brahman and the Shakti to be separate from each other. Brahman and Shakti are very much the same. The Shakti, because of whom, the Mahamaya, because of whom this entire thing comes into existence. It will come into existence, it will be nourished, it will be taken care of, and finally it will be dissolved. The process may take millions and trillions of years, but the cycle will go on. So Sri Ramakrishna always tells, Brahman and Shakti, they are identical. Thus Brahman and Shakti are identical. If you accept Brahman, you must accept Shakti, Sri Ramakrishna says. As simple as that. You cannot say only Brahman is true, Shakti is false. Brahman and Shakti, they are both same, one and the same thing. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives the example to cite this. Sri Ramakrishna says, take the example of fire. The moment we think of fire, we cannot stop the concept of fire's burning power. The burning power automatically comes with fire. When we think of fire, we also think of burning power. Similarly, when we think of burning power, what comes to our mind? Oh, that huge flame, that will burn. So Sri Ramakrishna says, in the same way, the Brahman and its Shakti, they are identical. You cannot perceive one without the other. You cannot even think of one without the other. The moment we think of fire, the thought of its burning power automatically comes to mind. Sri Ramakrishna says, the moment we think of milk, its whiteness automatically comes to mind. When, even if with closed eyes we think of milk, what comes before us? Something white, right? So Sri Ramakrishna says that whiteness of the milk is so much identical with milk itself. If by chance we curdle the milk and separate that whey from the curds, it doesn't remain white liquid at all. It is something different. But when it is in the milk form, immediately the concept of whiteness, it appeals to our mind. Yes, milk is white. Fire, it has a burning power. We cannot dissociate burning power from fire. We cannot even imagine of a fire without burning power. We cannot imagine milk without its whiteness. And Sri Ramakrishna has quoted one more example here. Sun and sun's rays. Whenever we see sun, we are not able to see sun's rays, but we feel sun's warmth. Why? Because of its rays. We see the light all around us. Why? Because of, can we see sun's rays? We cannot. But we know because of the sun's rays, we are able to get that light. Because of the sun's rays, we are able to get that warmth. So, through such various examples, Thakur again and again brings this basic concept to our mind, to our understanding, that Brahman and Shakti, they are identical. We cannot think of Brahman without Shakti, or we cannot even think of Shakti without Brahman. Shakti is the creatress. She is the nourisher, and again, she is the destroyer. Brahman has got nothing to do with creation, preservation, destruction. Brahman is in its own Satchidananda mode, absolute existence, knowledge, bliss. That is Brahman. But when this mighty Shakti gets projected from Brahman, all this creation comes into existence. The universes, the solar systems, our tiny earth in that solar system, and then we on that tiny earth, we insignificant we on that tiny earth. So this is Sri Ramakrishna's interpretation of how the Brahman and the Shakti, they are one and the same. Sri Ramakrishna says the primordial power is ever at play. This Shakti is ever at play. She's constantly producing the universes. She's constantly preserving these universes, these creations, and she's also constantly destroying these creations. It is all her play. She is creating, preserving, and destroying in play, as it were. It is her play. It is her will. She wants to do it, she does it. This power, Sri Ramakrishna says, is called Kali. Kali is verily Brahman, and Brahman is verily Kali. It is one and the same reality. Now Sri Ramakrishna says that when it is inactive, when this power, when the Shakti is inactive, we call it Brahman. When the Shakti is not engaged in acts of creation, preservation, destruction, When it is dormant, then it is Brahman. But the moment the play starts, we call that Shakti as Kali. Now, Sri Ramakrishna says this Kali goes by several names. This reality, I may call her Kali, some other person may call her something else, Krishna, some other may call her Rama, some other may call her XYZ. So this primordial power, the Mahat Shakti, can be, is being referred to, addressed in various names. And then Sri Ramakrishna he gives the example of how the same thing is interpreted in different languages with different terms. Now, a typical example Sri Ramakrishna gives in this context is there is a lake, and people of different communities, they are drinking water from different ends, from one part of the lake. A Hindu will go and drink that whatever is there in the lake, and he will say, oh, I have taken jal. This is jal. On another corner, a Mohammedan will go, he will drink it, and then he will say, I have had pani. One fellow calls it jal, another person calls it pani. A Christian on the third end, he will go drink it and say, oh, I have had water. The Greek fellow will go and say, I have had aqua. So the entity is same, and we call it differently as per our understanding. With our limitations, we give them some kind of norm. The Hindu calls it jal, the Mohammedan, the Muslim calls it pani, the Christian calls it water, the Greek person will call it aqua, a chemist will call it, oh, this is H2O. And then the same reality, we calling it in different names, we start fighting over it. That is the unfortunate scenario, anyway, that happens. So Sri Ramakrishna says, in the same way, some address the reality as Allah, some as God, some as Brahman, some as Kali, and others as Rama or Jesus, Durga, Hari, so many names of the same ultimate reality. So that is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching today to Keshav Chandra Sen and other devotees, and also to us. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.